Hello everybody, this is a Lamley showcase. It is the end of 2018. New Year's is just around the corner. Took a few days off for the Christmas holiday, but now it is time to put 2018 to bed. You have spent the last few weeks, at least with the channel and the blog, voting on all kinds of topics from 2018 in Diecast, and it's time to announce those winners. And we'll be doing that over the next couple of days leading up to New Year's as we finish off 2018. But I thought before I announce the winners, I would show you these. These are what I'll call the honorable mentions, the models that didn't get put in any topics like super treasure hunts, new models, model of the year, you name it. These were models that I thought were awesome, that I thought needed some recognition. And there's a million others, and I want you to include them in the comments down below of models that you thought were just fantastic this year. So if they weren't mentioned in the Lamley Award polls, that is what is here. And we're going to walk through these real quickly. These are a few. They're a little Hot Wheels heavy, but you'll see all kinds of brands represented. Let's get to it. This is the first one. It is a Hot Wheels. It is a Corvette. It is the Hot Wheels Basic Barbie Corvette. And I think it's cool that Hot Wheels throws a little shout out to its sister brand, a brand that's just as popular, if not more popular. I don't know which one makes more money, but they're the two big shots when it comes to Mattel. That was one. Another one that I thought was deserving of the attention this year. These are models that I really liked, or I noticed that many collectors were talking about. This is from Matchbox. This is the Ford Raptor in Golf Deco. The Golf Deco was introduced twice. In fact, Matchbox played with two kind of iconic decos this year. The Golf came on this Ford Raptor, which was released towards the end of the year, and also on a Ford GT, very appropriate. But I thought this Raptor was a really, really cool, unique idea. Okay, moving away from the Mattel brands for just a second, here is one that I thought was a real star in 2018. This is from Tarmac Works. I showed you the Hello Kitty Mercedes from the Hobby 64 premium line that they do. They also do the Global 64 basic line. And this Audi R8 casting is part of that. It's considered their kind of basic, more play-like line, but it's still, these are high-end models. And I love this Momo Deco on the Audi R8. They released several colors of the Audi R8, but this one I thought stood out, the Momo Deco. So that is from Tarmac Works. All right, back to Hot Wheels. This one I should have featured on the channel. I never did. This is the Mercedes 190E. In period correct deco. Now, if those of you who are familiar with this was sold. This period correct is a clothing brand, and Hot Wheels co-promoted with them. They did a special clothing line, and it's something like they did with Illis. I love that Hot Wheels is doing this. And then they did this exclusive model that was sold exclusively on the period correct website and at their store in Southern California. And I think this one is so cool, kind of that DTM style, that checker style, very much an 80s, 90s style. All right. To another really, really cool premium brand. This is one of two models from Auto World in this honorable mentions video. This is the Cadillac. Is it the Coupe de Ville? I get my DeVilles mixed up. I think it's the Coupe de Ville d'Elegance. Well, I picked out this one. They did two versions of the d'Elegance, white and black. I like this black one with the red trim and that gorgeous blue interior. I think it's actually just in stores now, and I think it's being gobbled up. Back to Hot Wheels again. This is the BMW 2002 from the Forza Entertainment Premium line. Finally, we get a 2002 in premium that is in full deco. The only other time it was released premium was in that Heritage line, but it didn't get the full deco, and this one gets that BMW style deco, which I thought was cool. The Forza is obviously in addition to that, but a really, really nice version. Mini GT. Now, I think one mistake I made in the model of the year is I didn't include a Mini GT model. Mini GT made its debut, I think, the year before and was very, very slow out of the gate, unfortunately. But they're starting to pick up. We're seeing more and more stuff come from them. And this Mclaren Senna is just incredible. Really, Mini GT showing what it is able to do. And I think we're going to see a lot more from them in 2019. Back to Matchbox. This one actually I could have called a new model. It's a 56 Ford pickup from the Coffee Cruisers 5-pack in Moon Eyes Deco. Another really cool, unique deco that they brought. It's nice to see Moon Eyes hit in Matchbox, and this is a great casting for it. This one is a modified new model, so it's a modified existing model, but they used to have it as a truck, then they changed it to a panel van. Now it's back to a truck. A little bit better looking than it used to be, a little more realistic looking, but I didn't consider it a new model, so I didn't include it, but definitely an honorable mention in that Moon Eyes Deco. All right, back to Hot Wheels once again. I guess, some of you might not be that excited about me including a Datsun 510 because we've seen so many Datsun 510s, but I love this one from Japan Historics too. It's an homage to Brie with that side stripe, but it's kind of a ghost stripe with the silver and the four spokes. I know the Datsun 510 might get overplayed, but come on, this thing is just awesome. All right, and then also from Matchbox once again, this is the Matchbox Flatbed King. This one is a new model, but it didn't get into the new model because I only showed the licensed ones, but this was an unlicensed model that I thought was really, really cool. Flatbeds are a thing with diecast collectors this year, from Tomica Limited Vintage to Hot Wheels doing them, Greenlight doing them, and I thought this basic $1 version by Matchbox was really, really cool, and it carries all kinds of good heavy models. It's really well built by Matchbox. Really well done for a $1 model. All right, Greenlight. I considered two different Greenlight nominees for Model of the Year. I went with Bigfoot, but this Brie 510, it couldn't be ignored. It's of the Brie models in 164. I think this is the best one in terms of an actual replica of the race car. This one with its stance and size just seems like right on. Greenlight's going to go a little overboard on Brie, which is unfortunate. Everybody's kind of doing that a little bit, but having the original number 46, the John Morton number 46, was a no-brainer and one I'm very happy to have. And speaking of homages, this one I put as an honorable mention, and it was kind of, I know that M2, when they do a model, they do a lot of them. We've seen a lot of the Auto Japan, and we've seen a lot of versions of the Skyline, which I can see why some people are frustrated by that. I'm trying to collect all of them, which is difficult. But this really cool number 39, which is an homage to the Prince Skyline, which kind of put Prince and Japanese race cars on the map. And you go back and look up Prince Skyline and look up its history in racing. This one is done on the Hakosuka, but it's the number 39, which is an iconic racing deco in Japan, and I thought this was really cool and kind of widely just not really talked about among collectors, which I thought was interesting, but I wanted to give that one its due. Matchbox once again, the Audi RS6, right? I stumbled on that one because didn't they want to call this one the RS2? Weirdness from Audi. They wanted Matchbox to call it something it's not, but we know this is the RS6 Avant. Had been around for a long time, then vanished for a few years, and it was nice to see it back in a beautiful pearl white version. Slightly modified casting, but still everything is intact in terms of silhouette and details. I thought that one was really, really cool and one that collectors really wanted. All right, Tomica Limited Vintage. I went with the Honda Civic and the Mazda RX-7 as the nominees for Model of the Year, but this is one of three I wanted to include. You'll see the other two in the background. But this is the Mazda Cosmo. And in some ways, maybe this one should have been the Model of the Year nominee. It's an absolutely beautiful, obviously perfect to scale. The Cosmo is not a very big car, but it's one of the legendary JDM models, something that needs a little more due, at least in the US. It doesn't need it in Japan. And it's really cool to see Tomica Limited Vintage celebrating the Cosmo, including adding an opening hood. They don't add a lot of opening parts, but an opening hood to show off the rotary engine, which the Cosmo is famous for. So that was a really neat detail. All right, back to Hot Wheels. 67 Camaro from the Camaro series. I really like this white version with the new Steely basic wheels on it. Thought this one was clean. There's always one or two 67 Camaros released every year. This one really stands out. Thought that one was great. Another Hot Wheels that I really liked from the RLC. This one, slightly underrated. This is the 1969, I believe, Boss. Maybe it's the 70. They did a 69 and a 70. Essentially the same silhouette with some slight details. You Mustang nerds can I just forget just offhand which one it was, but this one is Spectre Flame Blue, RLC exclusive model with the 5-spoke reel riders. Just, oh my gosh, just beautiful. And I think one that over time is going to be on everybody's want list. But it's sold out and gone. But if you have one, you're lucky to have it. All right, I'm going to keep with the Hot Wheels. Another one that I actually considered this one for Model of the Year. Team Transport Needs Some Love from Hot Wheels. It was a great series. I think most welcome by collectors to have car culture models sitting on cool transport trucks. This one, while it's generic, I thought the retro rig that was done as part of the Snake and Mongoose set was a really, really cool. I could have picked any of them. Back to Auto World, trying to go through these as quickly as I can. I thought about all kinds of things. The Buick Estate went for model as part of the Model of the Year nominee. I went with the Cadillac. I also could have gone with the Gulf Ford GTs. The Ford GTs are always popular. But I thought this Mustang was very much a deserving honorable mention. Just everything about it is right, including perfectly done hubcaps. I think that is really, really cool. All right, back to Mini GT. This is the Liberty Walk Nissan GTR. Many of you, when I introduced the Model of the Year nominees, were not happy with me not including this one, and I can see why. I went with the Pandem Ignition model that I thought was cool, and I thought this one was close to it. But I would have added the Senna if I would have added a Mini GT. But I know a lot of you like this one, and so it is definitely an honorable mention. We've seen it also in gray, right? All right, and then 2 more Hot Wheels that I want to put together, and then I'll finish off with those big old Tomica Limited Vintages in the back. These are 2 gassers from the convention. This Copperhead Supernova from the Dallas convention. And I included these together as honorable mentions, not only because they're cool looking, but I love that Hot Wheels introduced something new. It's this textured roof. So you see kind of this like almost snake style textured roof on the Supernova. And then they did it again with the Mercury Cyclone gasser at the LA convention with the peppermint twist, kind of a Christmas theme, if you will, at this time of year. And did another textured candy cane style roof on the Cyclone as well, and I thought those were really cool. Something new from Hot Wheels that I think really adds to their premium models, both from the convention. All right, I'm going to clear some of these out, and I'm going to bring out the monsters, not monster trucks, but 2 really, really nice additions from Tomica Limited Vintage. These are Hino Trucks. They are both haulers, not car haulers, but both big, big haulers. I had to change my turntable in order to showcase these, and I still can't get them in the shot. But I've always said about Tomica Limited Vintage, everything is to scale. And I thought, well, there's going to be some real doozies introduced in 2019, most highlighted by the Ferraris. I thought these big scale Tomica Limited Vintage, actually 1/64 scale, but large vehicles, deserves some mention as well. So there is this box truck. Can't remember exactly what it is called. And then the other one is this hauler. So I'm going to try and swing her around here. Super, super long, totally to scale. When you take a Tomica Limited Vintage, like this Mazda Cosmo, and for some reason, if it was sitting on top of the truck, it would be exactly to scale, just like that. So there you go. Those are my honorable mentions, models that I think deserve some attention that maybe didn't get the Model of the Year nominees. You guys tell me what your honorable mentions would be down in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will be back with the winners of the Lamley Award 2018. Stay tuned. Bye.